All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your favorite animal scientist, Mr. Kester Amos. I am back in Ibadan, the heart of Oyo State, back in Asanla. If you remember this very project we did here quite some time ago, it's over a year ago now. We actually built a snow concrete pen, greenhouse, and broiler and layer house here. So this is after 1 year. We're back here to make this video. Of course, we have very good relationship with our clients, so we do visit from time to time to see how the farm is doing and see anywhere we can still make some contributions, and we do that. So today we are back again at Asanla. So if you have been a good follower of us, you will always find that we made lots of videos from this farm. So without taking much of your time, I'll show you the farm and what it looks like right now. Of course, to my right, you will see this is the brooder stroke broiler house where we did the brooding of the birds. We also made a video when we were brooding the birds, and behind here is the layer house. So let's take you first to the brooder house. So the birds you're going to see were all brooded here. You can see, if you look towards the extreme end, you'll be seeing the feeders, the drinkers. They're on the ground there because after the brooding of the pullets, this place has not been put to use, because the pullets, they've started laying and they have been laying up till now. This is their 52nd week of laying, and we still have about 80-something% egg laying per day. So the building is lying fallow. This is what I've been talking about. So if you want to have a broiler house and a layer house, there's no need for you to build two deep litter systems depending on the quantity of birds you want to rear. So this building, as it is lying fallow now, one can actually use it for broiler production while the birds continue to lay in the laying house. But because the client is not interested in broiler production, you can see the building is lying fallow and wasting away. If you come closer, let's show you. You can see these are wood shavings that were brought in here for the brooding phase, and of course these are our automatic bell drinkers. So right down there you will see the feeders and the drinkers. They are all on the ground. This should be put to use for people who are interested in broiler while the birds are in the laying house. But of course, we are not interested in broilers here, so the building will remain like this until the replacement pullets are brought in, and very soon they'll be coming in. By another 1 month or so, the replacement pullets will be on the floor, so this whole place will be arranged properly for stocking. So let's take you now to the laying house, and this is where we created for the sick bay. In case we have any birds that have issues, we'll bring them and isolate them here and give them proper treatment. So this is more like a sick bay. So right here is the laying house. So you can see the birds. These are 3,400 layers, all fully installed, and they've been laying for the last 52 weeks, and we are looking at 75 weeks of production. So you can see these are the birds. Eggs have been collected today, so there are no eggs readily available here now. And let's go over that way. So here is our feeder tank. You can see the feeder tank, and here are eggs that were collected today. So you will remember we did this farm in stages, from the construction to the installation of these cages. We have all those videos in our YouTube. where we're constructing and doing everything down to the brooding and stocking. So this is us bringing you results of what we've done. And of course, it's always good when you see things like this. It boosts your confidence. So if you go back to the video, you will always hear me saying Asanla, Asanla. At some point, I was struggling to call the name of this community while we're building this project, but today I've mastered it. So these are the eggs that have been collected today, and of course, this is what we collect almost every day for the last 52 weeks. And of course, these are the birds. So if you come this other way, of course, we have just 2 rows of beds, and all the way down to the extreme. So that's about the poultry production section. Then we are actually building expansion. So we'll take you to the expansion. Of course, we are looking at increasing the layer capacity because this is no longer sufficient. So if you come here now, you will see this is the building ideally we used for the snail concrete pen. So you find out that we have reconstructed it into laying pen. So these are the drains or the trenches. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to be using local cages on this part, so the pits are not as wide as the automatic cage, as the foreign cages. So we have 4 rows of birds. This is going to take 5,000 birds in full. So the snail farming business here has been kept on hold because, to be honest, the snails did not do well. The weather was affecting them badly, so we reverted to expanding the farm and turning it fully into a layer poultry farm and fish farm. So we're going to show you the fishery side of it. So this is where we are reconstructing for the new incoming birds. Now, because of this extension, we also needed another brooder house. So if you look at this is the line where we had the greenhouses. So since we have converted the concrete pen structure into a laying house, we had to also construct brooder house with the greenhouses. The space where the greenhouses were occupying has now been converted into a brooding stroke broiler house. So we have one here, and of course we have brooding houses. You can see we have completely sealed this because we are preparing for birds to come in. We'll just show you inside. So this is empty for now. Yeah, so you can see the water lines are already installed. All that is needed is to bring in the drinkers, and once the birds come in, we start our brooding. So this is a newly constructed deep litter house, and you can see the conversion we are doing with the laying house, which formerly was the concrete pen for the snails. So we are converting that to another 5,000 capacity laying house. So this is because the battery cage and egg laying business is flourishing very well, and of course you should concentrate attention on the areas of the farm that are doing well. An integrated farm is good, but then the good part of it is if one area is not doing well, you can easily make up with the other area. So that is why integration is always good. But if you depend on just one area and there's a collapse in that area, then you run out of business. But you can see these greenhouses have now been converted to a brooder house. The concrete pen structure has been constructed or converted to a laying house. So there's no big deal in it. Things happen and you have to move on as a businessman. All right, so we'll take you now to the feed mill. You can see because of these expansions we have here, the farm has also decided to build a feed mill. So I designed the feed mill, brought in the feed machines and everything, and today this farm is producing its own feed. So I'm going to take you now to the feed mill, and everything there is up to date. So we'll take you right down to the feed mill. Deposit. All right, so this is the feed mill. First, let's take you to the machines. So, welcome to the feed mill, and this is our two-tone feed mill. So this is the crusher. We have the crusher here, and we have the conveyor that sucks from the pit down into the crusher, and from the crusher it goes to the mixer. So this is the mixer. So this can produce 80 bags in 1 hour because it is two-ton mill. One-ton mill produces 40 bags per hour because the bag of feed is 25 kg and a ton is 1000 kg. So 1000 divided by 25 gives you 40. So we have 80 bags of feed produced here in 1 hour. So this is the two-ton feed mill. I actually brought in all of this and got it installed here. So these are the feed that we've produced here. So you can see these are finished feed. Come closer, please. So these are finished feed. You can see what it looks like. Yeah, it's getting quite dark. This video is actually, we're doing this 6:30 thereabouts, so it's looking dark. So everything here are finished feed. So all the birds you saw just now, we produce the feed here and feed the birds, so it helps to cut down the production cost. So this is the section for the raw materials. So you can see how big the building is. I like to build my feed mill structures big like this so that you can have a section for finished feed and a section for raw material, since the objective here for now is to produce and feed the farm. We're not looking at commercial sales for now. So instead of building two buildings, having one for production and one for storage for home use, it's always good to have a big building like this, where you have the finished feeds in a section of the building and the raw materials in a section of the building. So here are the raw materials that we use. There are different things here. There's maize, there's soya bean, there's BSF, which is black soldier fly, larva that is produced and dried. In fact, they have a black soldier fly insectarium in the farm, but I don't have any idea about that. So even though I have the freedom to go in there and make a video, but it's not something I built, so I wouldn't want to do that. But they have an insectarium on the farm, and of course I don't know anything about black soldier fly. So everything you see here are raw materials. You can see how well preserved they are. We have all the soya bean, the GNC, the PKC, the bone meal, all the calcium sources, wheat offal, rice bran, and all of that. So you can see this section is strictly for maize. You can see the maize here. All of this is maize on the ground. So all these bags you see here, we have tons of maize here that we use to produce the feed and feed the birds. So all the birds that are being grown on this farm is fed from this feed mill. We don't buy feed from outside. All right, so let's take you now to the last section of the farm I built, which is the fishery unit, and we'll call it a day there. All right. We are in the fishery unit now. So these are the fish ponds. Come closer, please. These are the fish ponds, so you can see what they look like. This is not the first video we're making here. We have made a detailed explanation as to why we're using the tarpaulin on top the concrete pond. So if you want to get the details of that information, you can subscribe and search our channel. You will see the video while we have tarpaulin on top the concrete pond. So this, we have about 8 of them here, and of course each of these is to carry 2,500 fishes, and they've just finished harvesting. And one of the reasons why I'm here this time as well is because we brought in juveniles. The farm does not have a hatchery session yet. We are considering and discussing on that to build a hatchery, but for now we supply from our hatchery in Oyo State. So currently the fishes are being counted, so I'm going to take you there where they are counting the fishes. We brought in 15,000 fishes to stock this ponds. So all right, so we are here. These are the fishes. These are actually juveniles. Maybe you show them, get closer so that they can see a good view of it. And this is the method of counting to make it easier. Many times people are scared of counting fishes because there are so many most of the times. And today we are bringing in 15,000 fishes. And if you don't adopt a method like this, it's going to take almost forever to count these fishes. So you can see how the young man is counting them. That is my staff, Mr. A.B. Woware from Oyo State. So these fishes arrived today and they are being counted. We counted them over there before taking them here, and now we're counting them again for the managers and those who are in charge of the fishes to see that the number is complete, because you don't want to bring fishes and just pour them inside the pond. No matter how many they are, you must count your fishes, otherwise you'll be shortchanged, because many times people will feel you don't have the strength to count these fishes, so they bring in what is not complete. But we make sure whenever we supply, we count them on the farm for the manager or whoever that's in charge to see before we take our leave. So that's because we like to be very, very honest and consistent with our business. So all these cans you see here, these are 50-liter gallons. This is what we use in transporting these fishes all the way from the south to the west here in the heartbeat of Oyo State, Ibadan. So these are the ponds. You can see the one we are using right now. So the fishes are being introduced into this pond. This is the only pond with water for now. And of course the pond is big enough so it can contain all the fishes at this stage, that they are very small. So as time goes on, they'll start sorting these fishes from here to the other ponds. So gradually they start moving the different sizes. As the fishes are growing, they'll be moving the bigger ones. Probably every week or every 2 weeks, they start sorting the bigger ones and introducing them into the other ponds. So that is how they are going to continue sorting and introducing until we'll have all the ponds here stocked. So this is actually the fishery unit of the farm. And of course there's a building over there that is a piggery structure, but of course we didn't build that, so we'd like to keep that out of the video. So everything you've seen so far, from the poultry to the reconstruction of the snail pens and greenhouses to additional poultry structures, the feed mill, and also these fish ponds, were all handled by Kester Amos Consultancy Services Limited. And here we are today again, showing you and giving you updates of what we've done here and is still doing thus far in Asanla, Ibadan, Oyo State. So please do well to like the video, and of course subscribe and share. And in case you want to see more on this farm, we already have like 3 to 4 videos when we're doing the construction and installation of the different things on this farm. So please do well to subscribe so you have the opportunity to see those videos. And of course we might be here again very soon to do more videos on this farm, so please continue to follow us and like. Thank you, God bless you, and bye bye.